side picture, side alignment, flash side picture, combat side picture today. Basically, the XDM9 3.8. What I'm going to show you is sights and side alignment. If you can see that front sight, the white dot on the front sight, that's what we're going to be concentrating on and show you the difference between perfect side picture, side alignment, and then flash side picture or combat type sight picture that a lot of people talk about, and the difference being what you need for a tactical type situation. We're going to zoom in here on these guys here and see if I can bring my firearm up to get you to see what I'm looking at. Basically, we're actually going to go hot. And I'm going to aim perfect sight picture, sight alignment. So that little dot in the front is going to be centered horizontally and vertically. So let me try to do it, and then I'll talk to you about what I did. So if you notice, right center mass there. Look how long it took. Well, I actually was aligning it through the camera, so it took me a little longer, but you know, that'll take you 1, 2, 3 seconds to align that perfect shot right there center. So basically, this little dot here is centered horizontally and vertically on that front sight. And I'll give you a flash of perfect sight picture. Sight of about the wind is kicking, so it should be about right there. And it got a center dance. The problem with that is, for bullseye shooting or competition shooting where you're doing long distances, that works. For combat or defensive type tactics, that doesn't work. We're at a close range right now. We're at 5 yards, 15 feet. So at this distance, taking that long, your aggressor would already be up to you. So let me explain to you what flash sight picture is. And what I want to do is I want to shoot at the other target, and I want you to see the difference. At 5 yards, what keeping those sights not aligned will do. These are 8-inch steel plates. But if you see, I'm keeping my front sight, and basically, I'm going to move it up a little. So see how it's not centered? I'm going to try to shoot. Notice I still hit, but I hit the top part. So I wasn't center, I was about 2-3 inches up. But at this distance, I'm still combat effective. Let's try it with the sight down. Look, it's not centered. I'm going to try it with the sight down. I hit, and I hit lower. See that? So my sights weren't perfect sight picture, sight alignment, but I still hit the target on an 8-inch combat effective circle. So I'm going to show you sideways what that looks like. So if I'm aiming there, and look at my sight picture is not perfectly aligned left and right. And look what happens. I still hit, and I hit to the left. Watch right. Pictures off to the right there. They still hit. So let's look at our shots. There you go. If you notice, I'm going to fire and go up there and I'm going to show you. Basically, so the whole premise of flash sight picture is it's a lot easier to get up there, and as soon as you see that front sight, let the camera adjust. As soon as you see that front sight, you can pull the trigger, and you're gonna know that no matter where you are, you're hitting. See? Look how fast I'm shooting. I'm out. Look how fast I'm shooting, and I got all of them on the target. The whole premise of sight picture, sight alignment is when you're doing, when you can take your time and you're doing bullseye or some type of a shooting that might dictate your accuracy. In these drills and all the drills we do in combat tactics or defensive tactics course, it's all about being combat effective within that center mass. Think of that plate as an 8-inch center mass target. So you can literally from the ready position go up in under a second, engage your threat or your target, and be able to get a round off within 1 second. Where if you had to align those sights perfectly, it would take you 2 to 3 seconds, and 2 to 3 seconds at 15 feet, that aggressor's already on you and you're pretty much dead. So I'll try to show you in step 2 how to do that flash sight picture. So stand by. All right, gentlemen, here I'm going to give you some examples of how sight picture, sight alignment, perfect sight picture, perfect sight alignment takes much longer, and it's harder to do in a combat environment. So we're going to shoot perfect center mass shots, taking as long as we can to get that shot perfect sight picture, sight alignment, and then we're actually going to do flash sight picture or combat sight picture and engage on a time constraint, so you can actually see. I have a buzzer, and you can actually see the difference of still being combat effective, but at the same time being so much faster, so you get your rounds off and you can neutralize the target. So stay by. We are going hot, gentlemen. From here, I'm going to zoom in. Play on those 3 targets. I'm going to start the buzzer. As you hear the buzzer, I'm going to take my time, but I'm going to get a perfect center mass shot with perfect sight picture, sight alignment. See how long it takes me. We're going hot. Stand by. Center mass shot. Took me 3.04 seconds. We'll try it again. Stand by. Right on top of that one. That one took me 1.89 seconds. So, a little under 2. So about 2 to 3 seconds to get a perfect center mass shot. Let's try that same thing, being combat effective, and try to do it under a time constraint. So now I'm not so worried about getting center mass. I'm more worried about just hitting that target in under 1.5 seconds. So go ahead, stand by. This is for flash sight picture, combat sight picture. Stand by. So I did hit within an 8-inch circle. That's an 8-inch steel plate. My time, 1.14 from the ready. We'll try to get it. That's combat effective, close to under 1 second. I'll try to get it under 1 second. Let's try it again. Stand by. Here you go, gentlemen. 0.99. Let's try a double tap and see what we can do. Again, perfect sight alignment, sight picture. Let's see how long a double tap takes. We'll actually move to this target right there. Sight picture, sight alignment. Here we go. Two shots in 2.96 seconds. Combat effective, pretty much center mass, with perfect sight picture, sight alignment. I'm going to reload, and we're going to try it with flash sight picture or combat sight picture. Again, this is 2 combat effective shots on the target under time with flash sight picture. Stand by. 1.3 seconds. That's all from the ready. 1.3 seconds. You have to be careful picking and choosing what you're going to use flash sight picture for and what you're going to use perfect sight picture sight alignment for. Long distances, you have to take longer and you have to concentrate on your breathing, your trigger control. When you're at close distances, combat effective means being up close and from here just being able to shoot your targets. At this point, I don't really care too much about everything that's going on. I just care about getting rid of the threat. So from here and sight picture, sight alignment.